Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.
Scotty Allwood.
And this is the Rivals
Episode 5. Rivals 3 is premiering tonight.
Woo! Are you excited? Are you going to watch it? No, wait. Oh, that's right. We already had this conversation.
What are you, fucking nuts? Of course I'm going to watch it. No, I figured I'd just stop watching all of a sudden, even though I love it so much that I'm doing a podcast with you.
Well, this is... All right, fine. You got me there. All right, so we start off with a goddamn waterfall game.
Which I know is Circle of Death. Such a cooler name.
And But you know what? The big point of it all is that afterwards, all the girls get drunk from this game.
The point of it is I fucking love these moments of the show. I love the openings of this season. I love this era. I love all the cast members. Everybody's interesting. They're all interacting. I'm having a great time watching them. One rule that they had was things Michael would say while having sex. But that was very funny. Just enjoying. I feel like I'm there with them. I'm like, yeah, let's make another rule about, other things, because that's what they do in the game, I guess. So
for sure, yeah, because you got Laurel saying like, "I love crop seeds" and shit like that.
Yeah,
and it's this camaraderie with everyone, where it's like it's a good cast. They're really kind of gelling, even though they're going to be getting some arguments in this episode and shit. But it's all part of the game, man. It's all part of the shit. Let's see.
We get a little hint of Adam's crush for Jen, which we see a lot more of later on in the episode, but I thought it was funny. She's like, "I adore you because you're my Adam King," just like being drunk and flirting up a little storm with him.
Yeah.
But then comes the real good part.
Oh, yeah. If she was just trying to... do you think she was flirting with him?
We can get into that a little bit later when they actually, gets a little more, in the actual episode, because there's a lot of talk about it later on in the episode. Sure. And I love it. I love every fucking bit of this. I've got a lot to say about it later. But it was just a little snippet of what's to come at this moment, because we really should talk about the skinny dipping.
Ah, yes. Which Jen and Laurel start. They're the first ones that kind of just get completely nude and go into the swimming pool, and it's great. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Just at least these two, that would have been good enough. But then Mandy joins the mix, and then Tyler, which is I'm okay
I guess that's fine. Good.
Non-threatening. The girls are on him, and Johnny's like, oh, look at that lucky son of a bitch. But little do they know, Tyler is does not compute. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything to him.
Right.
He's a gay man.
He's just having
whatever. Or you think it's okay?
What?
You think...
he's not bisexual, so he's just having a fun. He's just having fun.
Yeah.
So it's whatever to him.
Too.
But it's still. I want to see the uncensored versions of this. Okay, if someone is listening, if someone's listening and they have them, please, for the love of God, send them to ScottyAllwood@yahoo.com. And I will send you a smiley face back.
Yeah. Scotty Allwood as in YouTube Scott Allwood. They're like, oh, now we get it.
It all makes sense now. That's really who I am. That's my name.
What's next?
And wait a second, because could you imagine this moment happening on today's show? I don't think this would happen at all. I was watching this and I was like, holy fuck, these people are just letting loose and getting crazy. They don't give a fuck. Getting naked and getting into the pool, and then I was like, well, recent seasons, they don't really do that anymore. It's a little more competitive, and it's a little more watch what you're doing, because blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, because, people's reputations are, retweeted now, crazy.
Oh, yeah. Social media is a lot more happening and popping these days.
Popping, speaking of.
Oh.
But it is interesting. Let's fucking... appreciate it for how it is right now. That's great. What else is next? Oh, and then, there's more drinking. I think it's extremely late in the night. And this is where Jasmine and Janae get in that argument. The fourth wall is torn down a little bit because, she ends up taking off her wire and then
that's
right
way
then and
later.
there.
Oh, no, yeah, that's right now. Sorry, I was thinking about how Jen was talking to Jasmine at first, and there was a little bit of a, oh, Jen's a vet and Jasmine's a rookie, and I was just Jen's being featured a lot more already in this episode, which I had previously mentioned how she hadn't been in the last one, and I'm kind of enjoying it, but at the same time, listen, I can't stand Jonah. I do that every time. I know her name's Janae, and I always call her Jonah.
It's just out of disrespect.
She's such an annoying brat. This one, she is so annoying to the point that it's driving Jasmine goddamn crazy. And to where she's taking off her mic and throwing her mic, and Wes is like, "Don't throw your mic." By the way, Wes and CT were just chilling watching them fight.
That's what I meant by the fourth wall. The wires being taken off, and then you could see CT and Wes, who supposedly hate each other, are chilling, watching the whole thing side by side. So they're like, "Oh fuck!"
I love that in this world that they live in the challenge, that CT could be yelling at Wes for 6 hours straight a few episodes ago, and now they're just like chilling together watching these other two fight. Like, that's amazing to me.
Yeah. They're probably just like, "Hey man, remember when CT yelled at you?" And Wes is like, "Man, that was episodes ago." And they're like, "This is real life, you understand, right?" And it's like, "What? What's real life?" Because they've both been doing it for years.
Just
now
putting on a show.
So.
But yeah, she's fucking crashing things. But damn, dude, she took off her shirt. Jasmine's looking good.
Oh yeah. I was kind of caught by surprise because she's a tiny little chick, but those titties ain't tiny little chicks. Couple of hens,
right?
Yeah. But like, no. What's great is that she smashes the plant, which is a total horrible stock footage audio shatter. It's the most.
You don't think that was a real life crash sound? Come on.
No. They could have just left it in and not made it so comical for me anyways. I was like, what the fuck? So already producers have given her a fake mirror and a fake crashing effect. They love Jasmine. So anyway, she's leaving production though. And producers are like, "What the fuck? Evan, you're the most charming bastard here."
Do you think they came to him and said that?
I don't know. But I think
I was wondering, like, why is he trying to calm the fire? You know, like what?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just in his nature.
Well,
I feel like that would be me, you know.
He's been doing this for years, and I'm sure him and production, they're one and the same, you know.
So anyway, Evan's trying to calm the fire, and then what drives me crazy about Janae is that I keep watching this season knowing how she acts later. So she's sitting there being such a fucking brat. And she's looking at Jasmine, and in her little interview, she's like, "Oh, Jasmine just needs words of affirmation. Jasmine, you're pretty. Jasmine, you're doing good." And she's like, "I don't want to have to be doing that." But that's exactly what she's hoping that her partners do later for her. So it's driving me fucking nuts trying to watch this.
Oh, yeah. But you can't... that's the future, dude. Like, you gotta let it go.
Oh, fuck her.
She hasn't done any of these things yet, and this is her first time, and this is it's Jasmine's first time, and Jasmine even admits, she's like, "Yeah, I do need to be constantly reassured and shit like that. I'm a lot to handle," she says, shit like, or something like that. And,
I was just being annoyed by Cara Maria having to be reassured by her partner last time.
All right.
And now I'm like switching it up to where I'm like, "No, John A, just reassure your partner. Let's do this and let's go." Yeah. So I'm so wish-washy on my feelings towards certain things people do.
No, I think it's pretty clear. You just can't be all like dependent on your teammate for support. Tyler's kind of like the same way.
I don't think Jasmine necessarily is doing that. I think John A is just really a fucking brat to the point that Jasmine is just trying to talk to her, and John A keeps like doing her little thing where she's like, and then like sits very still and straight and goes, "Okay, yeah, just tell me, go ahead and talk." She has done this several times this season, and it's driving me nuts. I can't stand it. I fucking hate her. I don't want to ever see her on the challenge again.
Right. She did the same thing to Camilla, and it drove her up the wall too. Yeah. Like I completely agree. I'm just like, if you're totally Jasmine, I have to give Johnny a chance. So I'm, devil's advocate, whatever you want to call it. I'm just I need a role in this situation. All right, so let's get to the
Evan
mission.
Carries her in, and there's like, you love her, blah, blah, blah. And he made it all better. Another reason why you should love Evan. Evan's a great guy.
Yes, absolutely. Are we ready for the mission? I think so.
You know what? No, let's backtrack. Yeah, fine. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I don't know what else to
You're fine. Against the Current is the name of the mission. Against the Current.
Yeah, I guess good. Upstream, then downstream. It's like, what do you have to try and be within?
They're in a kayak.
Yeah.
Each team is in a kayak, and they're trying to go upstream in this little designated area.
Yeah.
And then when they get out of that designated area, they have to immediately try to get to the end zone.
Which is through a bunch of rapids and shit.
When they're paddling upstream, they're getting seconds taken away from their time. So they're, let's say, negative 15 seconds. If they are out of that zone, immediately the clock starts counting up. So it's then all of a sudden negative 14, negative 13, and then whoever has the fastest time by the time they get to the end zone will win.
All right. And then they have... and in case you fall over in these rapids, which are pretty cool, like they're impressive enough, if you fall out of the boat, you have to be by your boat within 30 seconds. Yeah. The whole team or whatever. All right, so the first... Johnny and Tyler are up to make the order. And who do they put first?
Surprise.
CT and Adam. There's no sense of... Remember last episode where he's like, things are going to change if I know that they had anything to do with it? Well, now it's completely fucking obvious,
I love CTs. They're paddling, and we get a CT clip, and he's like, Adam takes his paddle, and he acts like he's frosting a cake. I was like, Jesus Christ, why can't people be this funny these days on the show? Like, this stuff is gold.
Yeah, he's bringing this Boston type of humor. I feel like he seems like, he's like this adult now, and he's not this ferocious monster who's like, ugh, I'll kick your fucking ass. No, he's actually enjoying this experience where people are like, Adam, that he's horrible and shit, but he's just kind of being very charming. The other thing we have to include is that after they're going through the river, Adam almost falls off, but he clings onto the boat. They cross the finish line, and this is where CT kind of repeats himself from last episode.
We buddies yet? We buddies yet? Hey, we buddies yet?
Yeah, we didn't mention it last episode, and we totally should have, because that was something else.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he really wants to be Adam's friends. He is genuinely sorry that he did what he did, and he wants to, make amends.
Yeah, but it is kind of weird how he's like, do I got to beat someone else up for you?
That part made me very, uncomfortable. I was like, what do you mean beat someone else up for you? Like, what? No, you beat him up.
Yeah, that was just like, oh, what the fuck? So, it's no wonder Adam's just like, of course, CT, buddy, old pal,
What was their time? Do you know?
No.
That was the one time I didn't put down.
Oh, really? I didn't pay attention to time. Who has the time? Johnny and Jasmine are next.
What's the time to put down times?
Johnny and Jasmine, they go. And all I write is that
they're terrible.
They do it. They enjoyed it, though. They're cheering. They're just like, yeah, that was awesome and shit. That was cool. Did I paint that picture?
The cast was hating on him the entire time.
Ah, yeah.
Someone like, they were not built for this mission, blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah. But they finished. They're cheering. That's awesome.
Minute and 14 seconds.
Really?
Was their final time.
Okay, cool.
Michael and Leroy go.
Yes. Backwards.
Michael's never done this before, he says.
Yeah.
Guess what happens? They motherfucking flip.
And they flip. But they do well. They
did actually get a good time with that. 52 seconds.
52?
52.
No shit. That's cool. Next is Jen and Mandy.
Hey, you know what time they got?
No, what time?
52.
52?
They got 52 as well.
Nice. Oh, okay. Well, this actually helps.
I'm not making up numbers, okay? I detailed this shit.
Okay. The one time I'm like, who gives a fuck? No, all I wrote was do good for Jen and Mandy. Especially since, what happens later on.
Right.
Next is Evan and Nehemiah. And they're going, and then Nehemiah's saying, Evan's strategy is not working.
Evan's strategy is not working. And I'm like, I suppose it isn't. And Evan's like, well, I'm not Pocahontas, so we're not a great time that they ended up having. 1 minute and 35 seconds.
Yeah, and plus Nehemiah is the first one to kind of throw shade on his partner right now. A little bit. Just saying, like...
in this mission?
You have maybe in this mission.
Because I feel like the partners have been throwing shade nonstop this...
Out of the guys in this mission.
All right? Yep, there you go.
All right, so next is Sarah and Caitlin.
Oh, boy.
and I don't know. They start off okay, but then when they're going through the rapids, they topple over, and Caitlyn's able to stay on the boat, but Sarah, she gets sucked under.
disappears.
Yeah.
And Sarah might be dead. Stay tuned. Commercial break. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. Have you ever wanted to try a Klondike bar? Well, what would you do for one? Now we're back to the Challenge Podcast with Vincent Cloud and Scott Owen. Okay, so Sarah's not dead. She's actually mad. She appears at the end of the area. She's like, I did everything. Oh wait, no, that's Caitlyn.
She gets saved by producers. It shows them pulling her out of the water. So Sarah gets saved. She looks back and she's like, well,
she has 30 seconds to get back there.
Yeah, and Caitlyn's stuck between a rapid and a rock or some shit. You know what I mean?
I wish I made a GIF of Caitlyn being in that boat just by herself, just like, this is funny to see. Okay, but
yeah, but she's getting mad at her, and she can't control that. You can't control the fact that you're stuck within a rapid and a rock. And Caitlyn's the one that survived. She's technically stronger. She wasn't swept under the water, and she didn't have to get her life saved
like a
by production.
Pussy. But so they DQ basically. Sarah doesn't get back to the little kayak in time.
Yes.
And Caitlyn is like, I did everything she wanted, and now it's all of a sudden my fault. She listened to Sarah and did what she wanted, and Sarah is furious.
Yeah, and Caitlyn's like, chicks, right? And they're like, aren't you a chick? They're like, oh, right, yeah. I mean, us, right?
So then I'm kind of on Sarah's side at the moment. I know you don't care for Sarah, but... And, like, Sarah's still mad from the last mission, okay? And I would be too.
Yeah,
so
that's
when
true.
all of a sudden we're fucking up again together, regardless of it being us together this time or not necessarily, whatever, it's still annoying. Yeah, you tried today. Why didn't you try yesterday? Like, I wish we would have just been a better team all around before this moment. Maybe if you would have tried last time, we would have been a better team and we could have communicated better this time.
Oh shit! Now, had Sarah had the maturity to say that instead of saying like,
right.
What'd you say? Caitlyn is good at video games and puzzles. Then she gives this comedic little pause of like, I don't know what else she's good at, and whatever.
They're just a shit team all the way around, and it's not just Caitlyn's fault. Sarah, you're not.
Yeah, it's not just Caitlyn's fault.
You can pretend that you're the better teammate. Maybe you are in a way, but because you didn't cry the last mission, so I guess in a way you are. But come on, you're not a great competitor at this point.
Oh my gosh! And I'll just throw this in a little bit. This is the second season in a row where Sarah is just tearing into her own teammate, her own female teammate. Remember last season in Cutthroat, she bullied Siobhan to the point of tears and the point of dropping out entirely. She didn't even try the fucking.
It's weird that Sarah's such a she was begging for the attention of Kenny and them on the last Cutthroat season. In a way, they were kind of bullying her.
Ruins.
At the same time, sorry, yeah, that was Ruins. They were bullying her, but now she's bullying Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Circle of life. Circle of boiling.
Yeah, Hakuna Matatas. It means no titties.
Kenny and
Wes. They topple over, and they can't get to the boat in 30 seconds. They DQ. Kenny's like, I angered the challenge god somehow. Like,
I like that quote.
What do you think is going on here? Do you think it's just like they just don't work together? Do you think it's Kenny? Do you think it's Wes? Or the challenge gods? What do you think it is?
Oh, man. Golly. I would have to say most likely Kenny, since he's been the guy that's been sucking, but maybe he just got too big for his britches and then just thought it was going to be simple for the rest of the time since he, had been doing well. I think he just thought too much of himself at this point that he didn't put as much effort towards this season at this point. Okay. And now he's kind of going, oh, crap, I guess I need to put more effort. He blames it on the challenge gods, but I think he realizes that it's just himself in a way.
Okay, I was like, you know what? Maybe he's truly affected by the whole concept of fighting side by side with your rival, which we all agree, like, they're probably the best pairing in terms of, like, well, they won and they did this and they did that. So maybe Kenny's just like, I really don't like him.
Right.
Like, why do we got to fight with each other and shit like that, you know? So, do you personally have a rival of some sort? Can you imagine anyone where you're like, oh, I've hated him at least once, or we've gotten a fist fight, and now you got to go upstream with them, then downstream? Like, it's fucked up, right? Name one. Name a guy.
I don't have people that I hate with all my guts.
Or a girl. Co-ed style.
Well, I guess the girl I had to get a restraining order on. I guess I wouldn't much care for being her partner in some type of challenge.
Holy shit.
So,
wow. Look at Scott.
So I
He's
guess
like,
at
on
that
YouTube,
point,
Scott Allwood, and I have fans that won't leave me alone. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it was an ex-girlfriend. So, I guess in
nice.
that sense, if I compared it to that, as much as I would want to do well, I don't know if I could necessarily do well with that situation. So,
okay, well, that doesn't help in this episode. It would help in Rivals 3.
yeah, I mean, we would be Rivals 3.
Oh,
or X's, I guess, would be a better pairing for us.
I would like you to be in Rivals 3. Keeps it.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
You and your ex that you had to get a restraining order on.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
Laurel and Cara Maria are up
Laurel,
next.
Cara.
Laurel,
Yeah.
of course. I feel really confident. Really? Do you ever not feel that?
Yeah,
Do you really have
true.
to tell us again?
Yeah.
I don't know. Her confidence is annoying to me. And I don't know why. Because, like, Kenny is a confident person at all times. But he's funny. So maybe that the way that he intertwines humor into it, maybe I'm just a fan of that. And then Laurel is just...
True.
No, she's just... And the best. Okay, Laurel, but
Yeah.
why you got to be such a bitch about it?
Well, you know what? I don't mind the boasting, the like, you know, the say, like, complaining about how other girls are pathetic, you know. Like, I don't mind that because you don't hear a lot of girls talking that way.
Right.
And you especially don't, well, actually, no, you do sometimes, but they don't always talk the talk and walk the walk, which Laurel can do both.
Yeah.
That's why I give her a pass, man. But anyways, they do good. Cara, she's been looking real cute. I haven't mentioned it at all, but oh my gosh, she's so adorable.
Got a little crush on her, huh?
It made me forget all about Battle of the Bloodlines, you know? I must have put myself in Abrams' position where I'm like, Cara, I love you. Have a good time on Battle of the Bloodlines with your cousin and shit like that. And I'm like, what, Thomas? Leave him alone. No.
Did you find her cute in Battle of the Bloodlines?
Oh, yeah, she was. Despite all her, you know, her emotional affair. That
Vincent and Carmaria. Vincent and Carmaria. Got a little crush. Kissing. Here comes love. Then comes marriage. Then comes the baby in the baby carriage.
Wham, wham.
Tyler and Bananas go next,
shit.
and Tyler gets smashed in the goddamn nuts.
Yeah, man. And he's fucking like holding his nuts, squatting down, one eye open. He's like, you're like, holy shit, man. Like, you know, I've never seen a gay man's nuts getting squashed. I'm sure a lot of KKK members are like, we see it all the time, motherfucker.
Boy. They did great, though. They had a good time. 42 seconds is what they clocked in at.
Oh, really? 42? Wow, that's cool, man. All right, and then finally is Paula and Evelyn. Remember, Johnny and Tyler, they made the sequence of people going, and they let their buddies go in last. There's a good little relationship between the two of those teams. And Paula and Evelyn, they do good.
And Evelyn is confident here, and I don't know why it's so much less annoying to me than Laurel's confidence. But 54 seconds is what they got.
Wow. Holy shit. Okay, so after it all, TJ comes up, is like, all right, so 3 guys team were in contention to win. I keep on using this word contention, even though I don't know if it's valid. But Johnny and Tyler, CT and Adam, Leroy and Mike. Once again, CT, Adam, Leroy, and Mike, they're in the top 2. They are the best guys team. Johnny and Tyler, they get their win. They get their second win. Before, it was on default, as Evan put it. Remember that?
Right. But this shows that they earned that win. $2,000 in the bank.
Yeah, it was no fluke the first time. So
well, I mean,
awesome.
it was technically, but this time,
Yeah,
$2,000 in the bank.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't.
It wasn't a fluke because fucking Nehemiah and Evan Maya were dumbasses and were not following the rules. So follow the rules next time, Evan.
They touched 3 hammocks at a time, and Evan had PEDs.
What?
Physical enhancement drugs. Fits. PEDs. No, you never heard of it? All right, fine. Whatever.
What makes you think that he had those?
He wouldn't, actually. No, it all falls apart as soon as I said it. I'm like, wait a minute. He's supposed to be out of shape this season. Who knows? Maybe he was just like, I didn't take
Maybe he
steroids.
took them, and that's why he was out of shape, because he's like, well, I'm out of shape, so I'll just take these physical enhancement drugs.
Yeah, he's like, it didn't matter. I just put in the tip. Just the tip. They're like, that's all it needs, Evan. It's a syringe. The rest will go inside. All right. Well, anyway, Sarah and Caitlin, they're automatically DQ'd into the jungle.
Jungle time.
But then they say, for the girls, though, all the girls did really well. That's what TJ said. And since you wrote all the numbers, that's pretty true, huh?
Yeah, they all did pretty well.
Yeah, Jen and Mandy, they win. Woo!
Yeah. Jen. Oh. Mandy, yeah, okay.
Hey, you know what? Mandy, she wins, and
this was her first win, she said.
Yes.
This is my first time ever winning.
Yeah, this is my first time ever. Wes! She just kind of glares over at Wes. And Wes is like, what, man? You were on Cutthroat. You could have won that, but you didn't, did you, bitch? You know what I mean? But
yeah.
he didn't say all that because he kept it inside.
Pretty much did.
I want little Mandy a little later. All right, so back at the house, I just have written down, John A. says, hey, Wes, who are you guys going to vote in? And Wes is like, you guys, because you opened your mouth in the last meeting or something like that.
As if it would have been changed like if they didn't open their mouths. Oh,
right.
we wouldn't have chose you if it was... No, they would have fucking chose you still. It's fucking ridiculous. Sure. It's great. Like, I feel like Wes is saying this and actually believes that. He would have, I feel like he thinks that since they opened their mouths, that's why they're putting them in. No, they would have been put in no matter what because they are the least important girls to them. Ugh, anyway.
Yeah, for sure. But you know what he does in this exact scene? He once again establishes this JEK alliance, this unstoppable machine, which he says, there's no rage against the machine in this house. I'm running the house, and if you could convince everyone else to vote against me, you're out of here or some shit. But the point is that Wes is the poster boy.
And he always blames it on the group. Like, no, it's just the group, like they wanted to do it. And John A. believes him. Well, I know now not to vote against you guys.
I kind of felt like that was her just kind of humoring him. She's like, okay, I know now.
Yeah. I hope that is the case because I heard that and went, John A., you fool. I like Jasmine right here, though. She's like, oh, yeah, we're going in a jungle. Oh, yeah, cool. All right. I'll call it Club Jungle. I'm ready to go to the Club Jungle. And I'm like, I'm going to go with you.
Yeah, she's fine with it. When it comes to the deliberation, yeah, it's pretty clear cut. They're just like, yeah, we'll fucking vote ourselves in or some shit. What does Evelyn say? Evelyn says Sarah and Caitlin get a gift, in my opinion, because at least they have a fighting chance. Which is again the truth. Evelyn, she's really not that present in this season so far. She's just winning, which is fine for me, but yeah, in terms of everything else, she just talks game, which can be kind of boring. I want her to mix it up a little bit, but whatever.
Well, she's the only one talking game at this point. Like I like that true. For that. Everyone else is kind of just doing nonsense.
Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, because her own partner Paul is just like, oh, Mike, I like Mike, shit like that. All right, so
Adam and Jen. Oh
my God,
we're back into the mix. This is the goddamn best. I love this because it's so weird and awkward. Adam and Jen are hanging out, and isn't she like inviting him to bed, or like they were cuddling, and she wants to leave. So Adam's like, "What do you want me to come with? You want me to come with you, or I can stay here, or you want me to come with you?" And Jen's just like, "Don't lose your hair about it. Just come cuddle. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you doing this right now?" I said, "Come cuddle," and they, "Oh, well, you want me to?" It's embarrassing to see this happening. Like, it's so weird, dude. Adam starts talking to who was it? Who was he talking to about her? Evan, because this was great. Like, it cracks me up the whole time. The guys keep filling Adam's head like, "Yeah, dude, you love her, don't you?" Blah blah blah, and Adam ends up saying, I'm gonna be married to that girl. I'm like, I can't handle this. Like, what makes you think that that's even anything that might happen? Like, she cuddles you, and you think, wow, dude, like, if it wasn't for this house, we would be showering and doing everything naked together. Like, it is so weird to me.
Yeah, his whole entire day planned out for the two of them is just to be naked while doing it. They're like showering, breakfast, naked, and like, yeah, you said before, like, why would you think this about Jen? And Evan even states it. He's like, listen, Jen she's the praying mantis. She'll sleep with you, and then she'll bite your head off. And I'm concerned about Adam, but at the same time, it's really funny. So when he's sitting down Adam, and he's like, so in 10 years, what are we going to be saying? And that's when I was like, yeah, I'll be married to that chick naked and shit like that, you know?
And that's what he was saying. He was like, if it wasn't for this house being here right now, if we were together by ourselves, we'd be doing shit naked. And then, like, he goes into her bedroom after she says to come cuddle, and they, like, kiss a few times. Oh, so then, yeah. He blows his mind. And then, all of a sudden, you see Jen's side. And it is so fun to see. Because she is so brutal. She is brutal. She is just laying it all out to every girl. Like, this is just challenge fun. And you're, like, he's in love with me, so it's fun for me. Like, and I couldn't help but, like parallel that to my own life, like, because
oh no, listen, save it for Rivals 3 or Battle of the Exes 3,
because she's all about, like, yeah, if I wasn't totally drunk, this wouldn't be happening at all. And that's the case for me in a lot of situations. I don't want to get into that, but she literally calls him the horniest, creepiest guy. Like, she is just, she's like, people are calling, like, but you kissed him and blah, and she's like, but I've done nothing sober. Like, come on, it's Adam. It's amazing to watch. They have this song that's playing in the background. It's like, she's a bad girl. Yeah. Like, golly.
To ruin your life on reality.
I just love this whole bit. This whole sequence of events is so disturbing, and I feel bad for Adam. A little bit, just a tiny little incy bit, because I mean, we've all been naive in a way to where we're like, oh man, this person really likes me, but they don't really give a shit about you. So maybe that's why it's fun for me to watch, because it just brought up back all those memories. You didn't tell me that I'd be feeling so much watching the show and talking about it with you, Vince. Like, what the hell? I'm going through so many emotions. So anyway, so TJ sorry. Comes in. Did you have anything else to say about? I had a lot to say about Jen and Adam.
Oh no, the only thing that I have to add to it is Evan, in the way he's just like, who'd have thunk it? You've gone to Costa Rica, you're paired up with your arch enemy, and you fell in love. And what's so great is because, like, that next morning when Adam is talking to his friends, which are the JEK house plus Tyler, but Tyler doesn't really say too much, but everyone else is just Jen's like, no, I really think you have a chance, but Adam's like, yeah, but you're fucking with me, I can tell, but I'm this is real for me. Yeah. But Evan, I guess what I'm saying is Evan's just more, even though he's still fucking with Adam's head, he's the most charming of the bunch. You know what I mean?
Almost believable when it's coming from him. Like,
for
man,
sure.
Like, I believe. Adam was saying he's been in love with her for 3 years, like, since the first time he saw her on a challenge, I guess, or maybe when he saw her on her Denver season. I don't know what the hell's going through his head, but then I think, like, that's kind of sad, because you're going through your actual life just kind of thinking about Jen, this girl from the challenge who is kind of a total slut, nonsense.
Oh my God.
Just kidding.
When has she ever hooked up with anyone outside of a chick?
I don't know, but
Rachel.
She didn't hook up with Tyree in that hot tub. I'll tell you that. Tyree was trying. That's all for the Denver fans out there who have actually watched the season.
Yeah. Jen's like, I would have, but this chick from the future named Jasmine said, you better not.
TJ comes in.
Yeah.
All right. This is a big moment. TJ doesn't just come to the house.
No, he doesn't just fucking waltz into the room.
I will say that it eventually was so stupid, like, why he did.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can tell this because I've talked too much about the Adam Jen thing. You take over for a second here.
Well, when he does show up, I actually had a flashback to Cutthroat. Remember Cutthroat, where he shows up and he's like, "You guys, you have to shave your face," and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
You know? So I was like, "Oh, what's this?
Little
Little waxing down there, little landing strip or whatever you want to do and shit like that." But anyways, he's like, "Yeah, so I need one teammate from every exiled team or jungle team to go with me."
Yeah.
Now, what is so fucking upsetting with me again is Sarah. She brings Caitlyn aside and she's like, "You know what? I think that sometimes sending the best is not necessarily the best option. So I think you should go." I'm like, "Fuck you! Like, what the fuck?" That's so like she's so mean. Like again, this is straight. This is cover. This is
I can't believe this.
After Cutthroat.
Yeah.
You know.
Like.
Yeah.
I'm your partner. I don't care if you're better than me or not. Don't say that shit to me.
Yeah.
Give some other reason, give some other excuse.
Totally.
Or else I will lose this for the both of us because I will fucking hate your guts.
And then John A. and Jasmine, they're just like, "Okay, how about we do rock, paper, scissors?" So they go, 1, 2, 3,
Christ.
go. And then after that, Wes is like, "Hey, you didn't say if the winner goes or leaves."
That was so funny.
So, actually, if you paid attention, John A. had scissors, Jasmine had rock. Jasmine
won.
technically won, but she's like, "I'll go." That's way more balls on Jasmine than she's comfortable with. She's got at least, she's got her own pair, I mean, is what I'm saying. And she's going to go. So it's going to be Caitlyn and Jasmine. They're taking off.
And as they're going, Sarah's like, just you keep going, even if you hit that moment that you can't go anymore. Go past it, because and Caitlyn, I love the fact that she just kind of like looks at her and just smiles, like, yeah, okay, I'm definitely taking in what you're saying. And I'm just like, stop, Sarah, like, come on. Do you think Caitlyn really wants to just go home at this point? Maybe she does because you're fucking driving her nuts like you're driving me nuts.
Yeah.
But
so anyways, so afterwards they're taking off and Jen's like, typically you would send the best in and shit, and Sarah's like, "Yeah, but we don't know if that's good or not. Besides, if it comes between me and John A, I know I could beat her at anything," or something like that. Doesn't she say like beat her at anything or some shit? I'm sure I could beat her or some. I don't know. Anyways, John A. Oh yeah, that's right. You're not defending John A. I am. Okay,
no,
so
fuck John
I was
A.
like talking about John A. and remember what she did, and you're just like, no, nothing. I don't remember. So anyways, John A. is like, "Really good, better at me than what? At what?" And Sarah does this stupid like, "Come on," this sort of look, just like, "Come on." So I'm like, what the fuck ever. So John is like, "Oh really?" And she kind of slowly walks out with power and control and shit like that. Just a physically shit. I don't know what I'm saying. I just thought it was a nice little moment between the two because they're gonna have to go against each other.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so finally we're at the actual jungle, and there's two mounds in the jungle, buddy.
2 mounds of straw.
Yeah, straw.
Whoa, what's happening here?
And TJ's like, "Welcome to Unburied," and he says, "Your partners are in one of these mounds or something, and I won't even tell you which one it is, even though we're gonna probably assign you a particular mound to dig in, fully knowing that your partner's not gonna be in it." You know what I'm saying? Right? Unless TJ just truly didn't remember.
There's a mound of whatever, and then have to dig the partner out. And then when you get your partner out, you have to both go off and solve a puzzle together. That's the whole elimination.
Right.
So really the digging out is really just to make you tired and whatever. And then
it's
you
just
it
foreplay,
really
man.
follow foreplay to the puzzle.
Yeah, the penetrating puzzle of the mind.
And Wes is all, "Oh, this could be more perfect for Sarah." Caitlin's like, "I've seen this puzzle 1,100 times.
Yeah.
I could do it in my goddamn sleep. Let's play."
Yeah, so I don't know, when they start digging up the people, I think Sarah gets to Jasmine first, and she's like, "What? You're not."
What the hell's going on here?
So anyway, she runs
Do they
into
dress
the
you up
pile.
as the other contestant? What the
Yeah.
hell?
Is
Take
that
that
Caitlyn
shit
in
off.
blackface? That's not very This is bad. This is you're one season too early. That's Battle of the Exes 1. Stick to the script. All right. So, anyways, they changed mounds, and then finally, Sarah and Caitlyn get out first, and they have to solve this puzzle. And then, soon enough, Johnny and Jasmine are solving the puzzle. And Jasmine, she's just like, "Listen, I don't know what the fuck to do."
We'll talk about
Johnny,
the puzzle.
you take
What's
control.
the puzzle? Explain the puzzle. It's a very confusing puzzle to me, as a viewer who's hasn't seen this 100 times. Caitlyn, it's the first time I'm seeing it, so
Yeah. You know what?
it's cylinders. You're moving one cylinder to another pole, and then you have to like place them on top of each other, and then back on top of each other. What the hell's going on in this puzzle? Do you know?
Yeah, but like it's so boring. Like just to.
I don't even want to talk about what they're actually doing. Can we just talk about what the people are saying?
Like one big piece can't go over a small piece, so you always have to move the poles until eventually you get the bigger piece all the way to the smaller piece stacked in order like that. Mm-hmm. And but like, yeah, okay, so that's what they have to do. Right. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I don't think we could describe it any better than that. So
yeah, there's no way to make it exciting unless you fucking scored it under me while I'm like, well, then the bigger piece. So, anyways, but when they're going, Caitlyn's like, something is intrinsically wrong about this. Yet she doesn't. Okay, she said that out loud. So then during the confessional, she's like, yeah, I have a gut feeling that this
feels
is
wrong,
but I doubt my gut feeling because Sarah's so sure of it, so I don't say anything. Basically, that's what I hate it when people are in an elimination round
and they say shit like,
spoiler alert, they end up losing. But when they say I know this or think this, but I don't say anything, I'm like, well then it's void.
Lose then? Is that what you're preparing us for? Thanks, Caitlyn, for spoiling the goddamn elimination. Elimination.
Yeah.
I know how to
Thanks
say
for
the
giving
word.
Scott his third stroke. Thanks a lot. So anyways, they fucking, I don't know, she doesn't say anything, and then Sarah's all bullheaded and, headstrong. There you go. And she's like trying to solve it. But she even said so way back. She's like, I'm just as smart as Sarah or Caitlyn. I'm about to prove it. And she does. But even though Jasmine struggled to put those puzzle pieces off every time, you realize how far she had to stretch?
I didn't.
Put those puzzle pieces over the poles and shit like that? Holy shit. Anyways, they solve the puzzle first. Sarah and Caitlyn are gone. And holy fuck, we missed the best part about Sarah and Caitlyn. Before all of this, Sarah's like, when we win, we will be coming back as a better team and all this shit. I'm like, oh my god. It just drove me up the wall. And now she lost. And cue the part where
because she lost it for him. Good. Yeah. I'm glad that they fucking lost and Sarah lost it for him because she'd been talking so much shit on Caitlyn. Granted, Caitlyn's made a big piece of dog shit these past few missions and kind of deserved it. But at the same time, don't be an asshole partner. Don't do that. Be humble. Be regardless of your partner wanting to be a piece of shit or not, be there for him. Be like, you know what? They couldn't do it this time, but next time we're gonna get there together, and we're gonna work as a team better next time. Don't hate on your partner. It's all about this. That's what Rivals is about, Vance.
Okay, all right.
That's what the show's about.
That's true.
You got to be there for your partner. Yeah, I fucking hate you, but we got to do this together. I'm not gonna talk shit on you the whole time. I'm going to try to work shit out with you so we can do this together, regardless of how bad you're doing. You're my ticket to the final. You're my ticket to money. No, I'm going to be there, like, supporting you the whole time. You quit this time? That's no big deal, dude. We'll get them next time.
But so the only thing I have to say about that is that regardless if this is a Rivals or not, and it's like, oh my god, this is what we tune in for them to argue with each other. Well, Sarah did the exact same thing last season on Cutthroat. So I don't feel like this is nothing to do with the theme. This is how Sarah is, and for me personally, I don't like it.
She's just a piece of trash, dumpster trash. That means you're in with more trash.
Oh shit!
Not just like trash can in your house. That's a dumpster full of icky. So anyway, I'm too realistic. Okay, Jasmine and John A won, sure.
Right.
But who the fuck are you going to beat at this point?
Well, hold on.
But you never know what the eliminations are.
Yeah, you
never know.
Let's not get into that.
And Jasmine looks great without a shirt on, so who knows?
That's right. This season has been full of twists and turns. I'm like, get out of here, you little kid. Just like, oh yeah, are these little kids? Like,
and we went, what?
Whoa. Okay, well, a quick little aside. Cara and Evelyn wore Johnny and Jasmine's jerseys in support.
Aww, that's precious.
That's interesting. Well, especially since it's Cara and not Laurel. You know what I mean? They're not on the same team in terms of voting for or rooting for people, nor was Evelyn and Paula on the same page. So that's, I don't know, worthy of note.
I could dig it. Oh my god. I forgot all about this. After Sarah and Caitlyn lose, Sarah's sitting over there and she's like, I couldn't have asked for a better partner. What? You've been talking shit on her the whole season. And now you're going to say that I couldn't have asked for a better partner? Literally anyone in your book, apparently, which you just held up a book. Do you have a book of... The hell was that? But anyway, Sarah's talking about I couldn't have asked for a better partner. What do you mean? My whole point is that Sarah just completely... They lost, and now she's trying to be goody two-shoes and saying like, oh, you know, I really love my partner, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And no, stop it. You can't say that. Because you have spent this whole season saying you wish you had a better partner.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. And you know what? Girls, more than guys, tend to, when they actually end it all, they try and put on this on-screen, like, hey, I'm sorry, hug it out in the jungle. Yeah. When they really don't mean it. You saw this with Cara Maria and Anissa in the previous season. In the future season, I guess. Battle of the Bloodlines. And, like, so now Sarah's just like, oh, my God, PR. You know, let's fucking, let's clean up this PR problem here because I came off as a fucking bitch 2 seasons in a row. So, whatever, man. So at the very end, Johnny and Tyler
big
are sitting
scene with
there.
those two.
Yeah,
big scene.
Yeah,
it's like 2 to 3 minutes worth of them just sitting there talking.
Which is really the first time we're really just focusing on them as a whole. Like, usually we're just like, it's about Wes and it's about CT, Johnny, Jasmine, all them. But now Johnny and Tyler finally have a moment, and Tyler's like, you know what? I don't know what he says. It's like, it's kind of weird, and it might sound cheesy enough, but I feel like our relationship with each other, Johnny, scares the rest of them. We intimidate them. And Johnny's like, no, that's not a ridiculous idea at all. Like, Wes and Kenny for sure hate each other. Evan, Nehemiah, they hate each other. But then at the same time, production's like cutting to every team, like looking at each other, and like Evan's like, oh, I hate Paula in the bedroom, and then Paula's outside and she's like, oh, I hate Evelyn. You know what I mean? Like, they're not even looking at each other at all, but they're just like getting these yeah, cut and splice. They're like, let's get where it looks like Mandy's pissed off at someone, you know? But either way, it's like it's a good way to kind of put the.
It really made Johnny and
together.
Tyler look cool.
Yeah,
made them guys look cool. Like, oh my gosh, what he's saying is completely true. And should we be rooting for these gay wads? And you know, eventually you have your own ideas, and I necessarily was not ever or will ever root for them too.
Oh, really?
I actually do like them both. I was just trying to seem cool.
You know. All right. Well, for me personally, when I first, this is all going to be.
They're great for the show.
In Cutthroat, when I first watched Cutthroat, I liked Johnny, and that was the one and only time I ever liked him. So this is right after Cutthroat, where I'm like, okay, I don't despise him, but eventually I watched The Island, The Ruins, and I'm like, fuck this dude. Like, what
I like Johnny in Inferno 3. I liked him in that.
Yeah, he's good in that one too. Yeah.
I like Tyler in Cutthroat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I hated his team in Cutthroat. I liked him. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
So sure. those two are getting together. They're becoming closer. They have 2 wins in a row now, and it makes sense. You know, I mean, if any other team would have had 2 wins in a row at this point, they would have been closer than Johnny and Tyler are at this moment. They would have been, or if just as close.
Paula and Evelyn, they're pretty.
They're getting
there's
close.
no arguing between them at all, except for them.
They say what they want to each other, and they kind of just take it with a grain of salt. But then
Even though
Johnny closes off the episode, and I never refer to him as Johnny, but the show does, so I'm trying to. Banana.
Right,
he refers to him. His last quote is like, "Judgment Day is coming, my friend." Like he is so into himself and his teammate at this point.
Yeah, that's a good line. Yeah, I wasn't even sure I was even going to include the line, that whole scene, but I'm like, I guess it does, because what it really did was like, this is the halfway point, so that's what they always do. They're like, we got to get some sort of sequence that's like, we ain't out of the woods yet, folks, or some shit.
With casual viewers too, I feel like they watch the first few episodes and then they watch the last few episodes, and I think that's so strange. How do people do that? I have to watch it all, no matter what, regardless of it being in the challenge or just some random show. Like I like to watch it in order. I like to watch it straight through. I think it's fucking people, like the general audience, the general public is fucking weird to me.
Well, this isn't about some tinfoil hat scenario podcast. We're here to talk about what brings people together.
What?
But you know what the way... So when you say, hey, when people watch this out of order or whatever, I just want to throw in...
You're one of those people.
Hulu Plus. Well, we already know we're going to be in Rivals later on. We already know that. But yeah, Hulu Plus, that's how I'm able to watch this season. So check that shit out. And yeah, Rivals.
Pay for the no commercials, because that's worth it. I do that, and it's
really...
It's like $3 extra, and my life has been 100% better ever since I started paying that extra money. 100%. No more commercials for me on Hulu.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, well,
think about it. It was another good episode,
right?
Like this goddamn video. Comment on here.
It's not a video; it's an audio. Okay.
Is there something you can look at,
subscribe
while listening? I'd say that's a video.
Okay, all right, whatever.
Subscribe to Vince. Come on, he's just begging you for it at this point. Please, for the love of God,
oh, God.
Subscribe to him. We know you're listening. Subscribe.
Every time I see a subscription, I'm like, well, hold on. I take the gun out of my mouth. I'm like, wait a minute, another week to live, shit like that. So, and then check out Scott Allwood's YouTube page. YouTube Scott Allwood.
A lot of cool stuff over there. Way cooler than this channel. I'm just kidding. This is a fine channel.
Bastard.
No, I got some nonsense
was a bad idea.
I got some nonsense over there. I got some self-made challenges and music and silly, stupid videos. So
yeah, check out all his stuff. Even though he tends to take off some of his best stuff for no goddamn reason, because he's like, I'm an artist, I'm tortured. Oh my god, they don't understand.
It might be gone tomorrow, is what we're saying. I might take it off. So check it out while it's there.
Yeah.
And that's it. I guess we'll see you at episode 6.
Yeah, episode 6. All right, so this is Battle of the Challengers podcast with Vincent Cloud
and Scotty Allwood.
Who whispered that? Now I can't see.
I was about to say it.
Then
someone said it.
Is this like white noise? Like white noise? Pick up the ghost?